of worms this morning?
This is a perennial one, and the can of worms this morning is, should kids be allowed to go to school if they aren't vaccinated? This is off the back of your little bloke, Henry.
Yes.
Facing the needle yesterday, Paigey.
He got 3 needles yesterday, which obviously he loved.
That's a big one.
I want to thank my wife so much. Every time he goes for his injections, she makes me hold him down while people prick him, while she goes and stands on the other side of the room and turns around so she can't even see it.
She faces the wall.
So after the needles, he goes, Mama, 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 and wants to go to Mama, won't look at me for the rest of the day.
He thinks you've stabbed him.
He thinks I did it. Thanks, Georgie.
But he will come to understand that he's been inoculated against things like smallpox, tuberculosis,
measles,
polio, and a whole lot of other things, preventable diseases. And I think that we're all, well, a lot of us are accepting that vaccinations are good. Your kids vaccinated?
We're all vaccinated.
Yeah, all vaccinated.
And you don't get your fees at daycare if, well, in the daycare we were at, you don't get your fees if they're not vaccinated. So.
Well, Mel is a woman, the president of the Australian Vaccination Risks Network, AVN. She joins us. Mel, tell us what your stance on vaccination is, please.
I am certainly opposed to any form of mandatory vaccination because vaccines, like all medical procedures, carry with them a real risk of either long-term disability or death. So if you are going to be saying that someone has to take that risk, that's wrong. What we are simply saying is that vaccination, like every medical procedure, needs to be completely an informed choice, and no pressure, no coercion, no financial penalty should ever be applied to it.
So Mel's obviously against banning kids from school if they aren't vaccinated. It is a can of worms. We've opened it today. Should kids be allowed to go to school if they aren't vaccinated? I am no. They should not be allowed. My daughter Maggie got whooping cough from kindergarten, and I just wanted to go a little bit Liam Neeson on anti-vaxxers. I wanted to go and find an anti-vaxxer and beat them.
Some bastard.
some bastard anti-vaxxer. So
it is a bit sad, especially when you've got newborn babies. I know when I had my little newborn baby, and you would be petrified of, yes, it is your own choice, and I do believe that in Australia you should have the freedom to do what you want. However, if you've got a newborn puppy and you take them down the beach, for example, you go past an anti-vaxxer, that's potentially threatening the life of your new baby, and that's something that I think that. What are you laughing at? What on earth could be funny?
When you walk past an anti-vaxxer, like they have to wear a sign. They should. They go, anti-vaxxer. It's like, get off the beach, anti-vaxxer.
Give us a call, can of worms, 133353. Simple as that. Should kids be allowed to go to school if they haven't been vaccinated? Love to hear from you. Plenty of callers
already. Quick one from Alex in Northmead. Alex, what do you think?
No, I think kids should be excluded from going to school if they're not vaccinated. I completely, respect the right of mum and dad not to vaccinate, to give them the kids a vaccine, but the majority of people do. So, just a little bit of common sense.
All right, thanks for the call, Alex.
It's herd immunity that we're after. If everyone's vaccinated, you kill off the disease.
We'll take some more calls. 133353 on the can of worms. Should unvaccinated kids be allowed to go to school?
Gus Warland, Jess Eva, Chris Page, and Lawrence Mooney. Tune in. Triple M.
Go on then. Now, I'm not about to open a new can of worms.
Hot topic today. A lot of calls coming through, Moon.
Should your kid be allowed to go to school if they aren't vaccinated? I'm an easygoing kind of a guy. I'm live and let live. But I tell you what, if you haven't vaccinated your child, start homeschooling. Donna from Engadine, what do you reckon?
Look, it is a tricky. I'm lucky that my children never had issues, but you're punishing the children by not allowing them to come to school by actions of their parents. And that's where it's difficult.
Donna?
But I can understand people's opinions.
Are you a part of herd immunity? Are your children vaccinated?
Yes, definitely. Yes, they are, and so am I.
Good on you, Donna. Thank you.
Could they have a school for children that aren't vaccinated? Just one
it's
hive of disease.
It's called Byron Bay High School.
Shane and Sutherland, what do you think?
Okay, guys, long time caller, first time listener.
Good on you, Shane.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm vaccinated, I don't have kids, but you're putting all other kids at risk, and I don't think that's fair. But I also find it strange that they won't vaccinate their children, but they'll take Fido down to the vet to make sure that's vaccinated.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shane. Let's go to Kelly in Windsor. Good day, Kelly.
I guess I would say they can't go to school due to the protection of the health of the children. Like, my children are vaccinated, and they actually got whooping cough, and I had a 6-month-old baby at the time, and luckily she didn't get it because they said because I was breastfeeding, you know, she was covered.
Yep.
So it's very scary.
Oh, a little baby with whooping cough, you've never seen a more painful, horrible sight. Terrible. Well, that looks like it's about 100% of callers.
Well, there's just so many smart people out there saying that vaccination is right. So why would I question that? I mean, you've got so many professionals, so many doctors saying that's the right thing to do. Surely at the end of the day, even though it may not be 100%, that's the way to go.
I think when you're in the anti-vaxxing circles, though, a lot of people think that the medical professionals are in this big pharmaceutical conspiracy trying to extract millions.
Yeah, they're conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, but in actual fact, you're just trying to say. The Triple M online poll so far says 97% of Triple M listeners say no, they shouldn't be allowed.
That's right.
Comprehensive.
Yeah, which means no anti-vaxxers listen to us at all. Yeah. Where are they? Triple J's.
Say something.
You got the moon man in the morning.
We're about to give away $1,000.